Well, hello there to all the good people of Ohio and beyond. This is Aaron Knapp, and you're tuned into Unplugged, broadcasting without permission. This is a place where the truth gets louder and we dig deeper, and where we always remember be lawful, not awful. If you want the full stories, the documents, the videos, and everything they don't want you to see, head on over to AaronKnappUnplugged.com, my new home for every investigation, every episode, and every update. And while you're here, be sure to like the video, follow the page, and hit subscribe, and share this with someone who needs the truth. We're building something real here. We're building something fearless, and we're doing it together. Welcome to Unplugged. Let's kick this thing off.
Plug with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask. Unplug with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask. Unplug with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask. Unplug with Nap.
Good evening there, Lorraine. How's it going? And Ohio, and anybody else out there tuning in the United States of these Americas. I appreciate you guys stopping by here tonight. I am Aaron Knapp, and you have reached Unplugged with Aaron Knapp. That's right, Unplugged with Aaron Knapp, the show where we give it to you straight from the truth pipe. That's all you get here is the truth, nothing but the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And in tonight's special episode, I'm going to bring to you one thing that I haven't posted yet, and that's the explosive Garrity interview done by Sergeant, now Patrolman Rivera himself, where he discusses everything from that night with his union rep present. We're going to get right into that one, guys. So go ahead and buckle up because it's going to be a good one.
All right, we're on the record. It's May 1st at about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm here with Sergeant Rivera and his union representative, Lieutenant Camarillo, regarding IA 2513, a complaint against Sergeant Rivera, who was involved in a traffic crash with his department cruiser. In addition to damaging the cruiser, Sergeant Rivera also allegedly caused damage to other vehicles in a shed. Sergeant Rivera's had the opportunity to review his Garrity warnings and subsequently signed the Garrity warning form. Just for the record, Sergeant Rivera, obviously you know anything you say to me today can only be used against you in an internal investigation and not a criminal one.
Yes.
With that, is there anything preliminary before we proceed?
As far as
Preliminary statements or anything you need to, procedural issues? No?
I think we can proceed.
Okay. All right. With that, Sergeant Rivera, it's been reported that on April 17th at about 10 o'clock, 10:52 in the evening, you were involved in a traffic collision where you left the roadway, struck a parked car in a shed, and then left the scene. Can you explain what happened?
Yeah, if I could start. So early in the morning, I get up to work out. That morning, I got up about 1:30ish because I had to use the restroom. Get up, use the restroom, go back to try to lay down, couldn't sleep, so I got up around 2:30. Go downstairs, do my normal routine, take a pre-workout, eat a granola bar, go in my basement, work out for about an hour and a half, clean up, come to work, which is what I did that day. Come to work, I was okay, I think throughout the day, nothing too bad, till about 4-ish o'clock.
4-ish o'clock.
Around 4 o'clock, I just basically hit a wall. I got tired. I remember it getting tired because I was in the hall and I was talking to Officer Rivera. We had to serve a warrant on a guy who had come in and he was waiting in the lobby. I was waiting on Officer Payne to come in. Anyways, while I'm talking to her, I was just exhausted. I was yawning. I distinctly told her I was tired, and I think that's where just kind of my downfall started happening, was where I was just tired. So anyways, the rest of it doesn't pertain to any of this. I go to the office, finish up my administrative stuff, and First Sergeant Hendershot was having his gathering for having just been promoted to First Sergeant that day. Hendershot he's a friend of mine, and I was very proud of him, and I felt obligated.
That's me in the background, by the
to
way.
his gathering. And,
I'm almost positive.
give me a second. I go to his gathering. While I'm there, I get there about 5:30. I get there about 5:30. I had some food laid out. I ate some food, and shortly after that, I ended up having a mixed drink. It was about 6-ish. After that, I drank the rest of the Coke that was in the can. Somewhere around 7-ish, I had another mixed drink. And that was it. I was done drinking, had probably 2 shots that were a piece in the mixed drinks. So it was a shot of the Jim Beam Coke, then another one later on. I was done drinking before like 8.
So you had 2 shots in addition to the drinks, or the shots were in the
They were in the
drink?
drinks.
Okay.
So 2 total. I was done drinking before 8, probably 7:45-ish or something like that. I was done because I had my other drink, my second drink. I poured that one around 7-ish, and then I did the same thing. I finished off the Coke that was in the can. So put a little bit in the drink. It was probably like maybe half a can of Coke left. I drank that. Afterwards, I stayed and I hung out with the guys for a bit. And I didn't end up leaving there, I don't know, till after 10:30. After 10:30, I leave, and basically at that point, I was spent. I was up for 20 plus hours at that point. And I've done it before, and I felt like I'll be fine, I'll be able to go home. So I get to my cruiser, I hop in the cruiser, I started driving down 9th Street, and that's it. I fell asleep.
So,
and then I struck the vehicles.
Okay, so again, he fell asleep and struck the vehicles, not vehicles, because he said one at the beginning, and just feel like it's going to be one of those moments.
To go back a little bit, your shift ended at 5:30,
5:30.
and then at that point you proceeded to the Union Hall for the reception.
Yes.
Okay. So, were you drinking in uniform, or how did that?
No.
Can you explain the particulars of that?
I changed before I got there.
Okay. And you don't live in the city of Lorraine, correct?
No.
Okay. And in fact, there's some distance between your house and the police department for
10-15 minutes.
Okay. So you left the Union Hall. Did you remember your route or anything like that?
I remember getting on 9th Street, driving west on 9th Street. That was about it.
Okay. What's the next thing you remember?
I remember waking up because I heard I heard a loud bang. When I got up, I hit a car. At that point, I wasn't even thinking rationally. It was just flat out panic kicked in, because all I could think of was, you fell asleep, dumbass. You just struck cars, and that was it. It was no real rational thinking. It was just a matter of panic and look what happened. And the only response that came into my head, which clearly I'm ashamed of, was to back up and go home, which is what I did.
I believe I can fly.
Go home, and essentially when I got there, I opened my barn door, pulled the cruiser inside, I got out, looked at the damage, and it went from panic to an adrenaline dump to just sadness and depression.
Emotional damage.
Your friend.
At that point, reality just set in. Tons and tons of bricks. It's like it just hit me, and I go. Every negative thought just starts pouring in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed my phone, called Captain AJ, brief conversation with him, told him I mess up what I did. That I couldn't deal. At that point, it was just too much for me. So I made the other bad decision, because I wasn't thinking about much of anything other than how I messed up. I made the other bad decision of going, well, I can't cope, so I need to figure out a way to cope right now. So the first thing that I did was I opened my fridge, I grabbed this bottle of vodka, and I just drank. Just wanted to numb it.
I don't even have words for this.
Got a call, captain again. Said Lieutenant Ball's coming by. And then we went through the process after that.
The process.
So, how much vodka would you estimate you had?
A lot.
A lot.
Just popped the cap and drank.
Okay. To go back a little bit, when you had the 2 mixed drinks and you left the hall, did you feel intoxicated?
Nope.
So you don't believe you were impaired
No.
at all driving the
No.
cruiser?
Not at all.
And it was strict.
Here's my other belief. I know I wasn't, but I know that I wouldn't have been able to leave if I was.
What do you mean by that?
There were 2 good men that I know for a fact wouldn't have let me leave.
So he's throwing other people under the bus. I got it.
Just wouldn't have happened. To answer your question, no, I was not intoxicated when I left.
So, basically, what you're saying, it's strictly that you fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
Okay.
I messed up. I stayed up too long. I'm not 20-something years old anymore. I stayed up too long.
And that was that shift that day was the third of your
Yes.
3 working days, so it would have been your theoretically Friday, correct? And you would work the 2 days prior.
Yes.
Before that, the day before, what was your sleep schedule?
I left work early to go, and I left maybe an hour. My daughter had she had a little concert, so went to the concert. That didn't end until 7:30ish. Anyways, by the time we got home and cleaned up, I went to sleep right around 9 o'clock, somewhere around here, 9:30ish. You know, it wasn't a terrible schedule, but I worked all day. Then I went home, went to the concert, went to sleep between 9:30.
And that's when you got up at around 1 o'clock to use the bathroom.
Got up around 1 o'clock to use the restroom. Tried to lay back down. I just laid there. I couldn't go back to sleep. And then I got up 2:30 to do my workout.
Okay. Now, going to the end of your story there. So,
Story, yeah, that's what it is.
after
A good one. Tall
the
tale.
captain had called you back and told you that Lieutenant Ball was coming out, what happened from there?
Lieutenant Ball showed up, and we went to the hospital to where I did a urine test and a breath test, and the OH3.
Okay. Did they provide you Garrity?
No, not there.
Was the test, from your understanding, an administrative test in
Yes.
accordance with policy?
Yes.
They never read you a BMV 2255?
No.
Okay. Do you recall what Sergeant Ball had told, or Lieutenant Ball had told you?
He asked me what happened, and I gave him a statement, and then he said, well, we got to go to the hospital because we have to do the urine test. I don't recall much more of anything else.
And you recall giving a breath test, correct?
Yes.
And those results were 138 and 131, correct?
Yes.
And you're saying that you believe, in your opinion, that that level of alcohol was post-crash
Yes.
because of the
That's the result of me consuming the vodka.
Okay.
Hello, guys. I mean, you know, it's crazy. You sit here and you listen to this, and you can tell it's kind of crap, right? I mean, there's another 15 minutes of this Garrity interview, and it really is kind of like, you know, pretty much
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
you know, I feel like there's just yeah, this is not a good look for LPD, not at all, not one bit. And those crocodile tears, you know, yeah, I get it, you know, you're sad, you know, everybody's supposed to feel all for you, but you know, and I know maybe in the end you'll have some
Emotional damage.
but all I know is that you're going to have to figure this one out, because nobody is shocked by what's occurred here and anymore. I think your guys' behavior is just, I mean, why would I be shocked that you would excuse him when you excused everything else that went on about this? It doesn't surprise me. It saddens me that this is how our law enforcement would react. And, I mean, he should have resigned. I'm sorry. You put your other officers and fellow officers in a bad spot. You did something you shouldn't have done, and you know it. We know it. Everyone knows it. You should have resigned. But let's get back to it.
Did you have any interaction with Sergeant Reese? Did you remember?
Sergeant Reese showed up to the hospital to give Lieutenant Ball something. I don't know exactly what it was, possibly the kit, the urine kit. Other than that, I didn't have any interaction with him.
Okay. And you were never asked to submit a blood or urine sample as a result of a criminal action, correct?
No, it was strictly administrative.
Okay. And you were never provided Garrity?
No.
From what you remember,
What
after drinking that bottle of vodka post crash, did you feel like your level of intoxication was increasing?
Yeah, I wasn't where I was when I first got home, I'll tell you that. I just drank and started getting drunk.
Okay. Did you feel yourself post crash of like start to feel that alcohol effects, slurred speech, or like you have a hard time walking or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
You mean prior to
No,
sleeping, or
I'm at this point I'm focusing post crash during your interaction with Lieutenant Ball.
so post crash during my interaction with Ball?
Correct.
Yes, I had consumed that vodka.
Right.
Yeah, I could tell that I was getting drunk at that point.
That's my question.
So for clarity, I'm sorry to interrupt. So for clarity, are you saying after he arrived home?
Correct.
Okay.
After I arrived home and drank the vodka, yes. Yes, I could feel myself getting to the point of, I was drunk at that point.
Okay. And just to go back, so to be clear, pre-crash to leaving the hall, you don't believe you were intoxicated, correct?
No.
And if someone there would have saw that you were intoxicated,
They wouldn't have let me leave.
they wouldn't have let you leave.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
When you went to the hall, where did you put your duty gear?
It was in the trunk.
As with the firearm?
Yeah, everything was in the trunk.
Wow.
And you were, from what you recall, you were cooperative with Lieutenant Ball throughout the process?
Yes.
These are the most mundane questions I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Yawn. How many other BS questions can I ask without sounding?
At the crash, did you have any contact with any citizens or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
He was out of there.
When did the oh shit moment happen? Was it when you got home, or like when you were startled of the bang with the crash? Were you
So
having?
panic set in as far as like, fuck. When I heard the bang, and after I heard the bang, I can see that there was a vehicle that was struck. At that point, it was just that's basically when it kicked in. I was just like, and I don't want to repeat the word, it's just F, 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 F. And that was it. That my mind just went into like broken record loop. F, 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 what the fudge, what happened, and it's just, I didn't have real rational thought. It was just, that was it. And so it kicked in, I would say right there, it was when I realized I just smashed into a car.
And you weren't. You never got out of your car
I did
at the.
not.
Okay, and you weren't aware of the extent of the damage to your cruiser until you return home, correct?
Yeah.
And were you're not aware of
Be careful.
any more incidents on your route home, correct? There was no other any other crashes. Do you believe you satisfied reporting standards by contacting the captain as soon as you became aware?
Yes.
And you admit what happened to him?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Did he
Bullshit.
did he tell you anything, or that he was going to call it, like he was going to notify Lieutenant Ball, or
Yeah,
how did that?
he told me that he was going to contact, or that he, when I initially told him, he said he had to make some calls. He called me back, told me he contacted Chief Deputy Failing, that the chief knew about it, and Lieutenant Ball was going to be coming out to the house.
Okay.
All right, folks, as we come up on the 30-minute mark, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Unplugged with Aaron Knapp. We appreciate you guys tuning in to all of our podcasts. And while you're here, please take a quick gander at our local sponsors. We're going to take a quick break here for you, and then we'll be right back with the final part of this Garrity interview. So stay tuned. That's right, folks. Stay tuned, because we will be back. In the meantime, if you get a chance, when you go to our website at www.aaronnapunplug.com, check out our books. We have Sunshine Laws, or Sunlit. Sunlight is a headache for somebody. How to use public records to beat bad governments in Lorain County and beyond. Exclusively offered to you by Lorain Politics and Unplugged Aaron Knapp with Aaron Knapp. So check it out. We have all of them on our page. And you can download the book. You can download the forums. You'll even get a copy of the Sunshine Laws, free download of that. So if you feel like it, go on over there and check that out and support the cause. In the meantime, we'd like to give a special thank you out there to our sponsors tonight. Unofficial, of course. One of them is going to be attorney Robert Gargas. He is an attorney that we highly recommend. And if you feel like you need an attorney who can represent you in multiple areas of the law, please reach out to Robert. He's doing great work out there for everyone. In the meantime, we also have all of our sponsors here. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Here at Unplugged with Aaron Knapp, we like to thank our sponsors. We have a few unofficial sponsors tonight, and they are definitely not paid sponsorships. I want to throw out there a big thank you to Joseph Jones and Eric Jones of the Lorraine Daily and the Vermilion Daily. They have a local news page. You should check them out. They do plenty of great work broadcasting all the news that is the news that you want to have in Lorain and Lorain County. So check them out. Also, please, if you need any legal services, feel free to reach out to Robert Gargas. You can find him listed online. He's a fine attorney and comes highly recommended by yours truly. And last but not least, I want to mention DNC Radio. Please make sure you check out one of the up-and-coming internet hip-hop stations and all of their shows. They put on a lot of shows. You have the Never Outdone show. You also have the Eric Bowen show, Speak Up, Speak Out. So please make sure you guys check them out as well if you're looking for your latest and up-to-date hip-hop artistry. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a non-paid sponsorship brought to you by Unplugged with Aaron Knapp. Here at Unplugged
with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask. Unplugged with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask.
Down to all of our departments and assure that as part of our regular checklist that we have for many projects, that we can visit this. This is not a common area because we typically don't waive fees. So it's one of those areas that we'll revisit here as we move along.
Thank you, Mr. Carrion.
Anything? Say something? Then why are
we?
Say something? Then why are we?
Mr.
You want to get
Carrion.
an attitude? You work for me, Carry On. Yeah, get it. Do it.
Mr. Knapp.
no.
Let's have it.
No, your employee is addressing me, sir. No.
Excuse me, President
My
Arredondo.
dog's
You better calm down, bro.
President Arredondo.
Mr. Nagowski.
At this point, I would move to.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I just needed to share my most recent interactions with City Council as a City Council member illegally addressed me when he shouldn't have been, because under their rules and everyone's rules, he held the floor and he was supposed to address me in a certain way. Well, actually, he wasn't supposed to address me at all. He's supposed to say it through the chair. But even then, I'm an audience member, and case law clearly prohibits that from occurring. And then the city turned around and posted it on their website with, they've created minutes that omit those statements where he's saying, "Did you say something?" And they're claiming they didn't hear it, but you guys heard it, right? That's all that matters, right? So let's get back to the last part of this Garrity interview with now Patrolman Rivera, but Sergeant Rivera at the time, as he expresses his remorse and tears and feels really sad and just is really bummed out about the fact that he demolished 2 cars, a patrol car, a shed, and sped off down a city street down the middle of the road. But hey, I digress.
And you were criminally charged for the crash, is that correct?
Yes.
And-
Yes. Failure to control and leaving the scene.
And that case remains pending.
It does. I have court on the 6th.
Have you entered a plea?
No. It says that I have to show up, so.
Says I have to show up. It's nice. I would kind of think you might need to show up for your. Oh wait, that's right. It wasn't OVI here.
You would, and I assume you acknowledge the vehicle use policy 703, which states members who have consumed alcohol prohibited from operating any department vehicle unless it's required by duty assignment. Regardless of assignment, members may not violate state law regarding operation while intoxicated. I understand that you deny the level of intoxication, but admitting to have consumed 2 drinks, that you would acknowledge that violation of policy?
I believe that I do acknowledge the policy and I understand that, but I believe that that should have been metabolized by the time that I left.
That's all I have. Do you want to make any other statements or anything that we didn't cover?
I would just like it to be known that I take responsibility for what I did. I apologize for what I did. The circumstances that led up to it were outside of my control, but what occurred still occurred. I'm trying to keep my job. I do understand consequence has to come from it. And I do understand the severity of this. I'm not trying to minimize that. I'm sorry for having caused that family the damage and the troubles that they have to go through. I'm sorry for causing the department and the city of Lorain and all the administration the problems that they have to go through. And I should have done better. I wish I could have done better. I can't change how my mind worked that day. I can't change that day. But I hope to have the opportunity to make this right somehow. And if that means financial burden for damages, then I'll take it. And what I mean by that is, if I gotta pay, I gotta pay. I understand the damages are my fault. Any other decision that is made in regards to discipline, I understand. But what I ask for is some level of mercy that I may be able to keep my job. It's important to me for many reasons, but I do more good with this career path. And I've had a lot of jobs. And I have skills elsewhere. But I've never felt that I can make a difference like I do here in this department, in the city I grew up in. Just want to keep my job. I understand I may not be deserving, but I'm asking. Asking for that mercy. That's it. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I just want to say that in my time here, since Eric's been hired, he's worked for me. He was a leader amongst his peers early on in his career. I agree with what he said. He's an asset to this department. No significant discipline or any discipline to my knowledge. I didn't get a chance to go through the personnel file, but I don't know that there's anything that that wouldn't be considered just a garden variety, learning curve mistake that he made that maybe documented. But I think he's been here, what, about 12, 13 years, something like that. And, you know, a panic-stricken, poor decision, leaving the scene after being extremely tired, then making a poor decision after you get home when you realize that you really messed up, I don't think should negate 13, 14 years of basically complete integrity. So he came in here, cooperated, clearly remorseful, and offering to do things above and beyond probably what a lot of people would do in a similar circumstance. And I agree that some consequences, yes, but consider all facts when decisions are being made. That be suggested as this goes up through the disciplinary chain.
Thank you. With that, if there's nothing else to add, we'll conclude at 10:30.
So I wonder if, at the end of it, somebody just, called him up and said,
His name is John C.
anyway, I feel like, honestly, listening to him cry gave me a little bit of
Emotional damage.
and I'm just not sure I'm ready for it. But that was the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. I just want to say, none of us would have gotten that same treatment. Not one of us. And I get it. Yeah, you're sad because you threw away a third. Well, you didn't throw it away because they let you keep it, but you committed acts that should have thrown away a 13-year law enforcement career. And I think the thing that you need to be the most concerned about isn't it. It should be the position you put your fellow officers in. I mean, Nikki did not treat the public well that night, and she's now viral. You did not treat the city very nice that night when you decided to drive home drunk. Because when you look at the ops report, and I posted that online as well, that went along with this IA interview, they clearly stated that he was obviously the level of intoxication he had and the time frames that he gave. He lied. There's no way he only had 2 drinks, because the bottom line is that his intoxication levels were much higher than that when they checked him. And so the IA concluded that he was drunk at the time of the accident, but also that fatigue contributed to the accident as well. And they went with the fatigue. They lead with the fatigue, right? None of us would have gotten that treatment. Not one of us, not one person out there would have gotten this treatment at all from anybody when it comes to this. Not even, I mean, maybe Tony. I don't know. But I'm just saying, guys, like, this is ridiculous. You'll crucify others online for way less, and you'll let this police officer. And again, we've shown the video. We've shown it numerous times. We've shown the aftermath of it. I'm trying to see if I have. I don't think I have it up here on the website, but I was trying to find it earlier to see if I could find it on the site, to see if I actually have it on my site. I know I really want to say once again, thanks to John Bryant, for the civil rights lawyer, for sharing this out. It's the second time he shared some stuff out for me. He did it with the information that he put out for the Hildreths as well, and that went crazy busy, I know. So I really I'm happy that he was able to share that for us and get it out there to everybody, because that was pretty helpful. And then again, also BP, he put it out there, and it's making its rounds. So I really appreciate you guys putting that out there, because it's been really helpful to our drive and to the people that we wanted to get this out to. So thank you so much for that, because I really appreciate you. So yeah, so just to remind everybody, I'm just gonna pause this real quick, and they didn't give us the audio that goes with it. But I've shown this before, and I want to show it again one more time before we close up tonight. So I'm sharing this off my Facebook, so apologies depending on what it looks like. But this was him hitting the shed, and this is him fleeing the scene, folks. Just so you see it. So now he's trying to figure out where he's at. Is this oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit? Or no, it's OF, 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 OF. Now why didn't you drive through these bushes? Oh, yeah, screw that, right? Who cares? Now we're going to get on the road and we're going to speed. We're going to fly down the road. And let's go around this car. Who cares, right? Screw traffic laws. Drive down the middle of the street. You see the yellow line right there. He's not even like, I get it. Those streets are tight, but dude, look at this. I mean, it's just insane. Smacks into this is after he's hit the car. He's hit 2 cars already, and he comes and hits the shed. Surprised he didn't hit the tree. And I'm surprised that was all the damage that was done. And I'm still waiting to see if they're going to give me the body cam footage of the, not the body cam, but the footage that activated when he hit the 2 cars. Because I know it came on before this. There's no way it didn't. And I know that there's no way there's no audio. And I know that he had the radio going. I want to know what happened, as we all do before. But look at this again. Just drives right past them. No care in the world. Not a care in the world. Speeding down the road. Not a care. So, folks, I'm disappointed beyond all belief. And I don't understand why these kind of things keep happening everywhere. I pointed out in my other stories and I pointed out in my other podcasts, this is not, just a Lorraine thing. And while I agree with John Bryant, for the record, the chief that was the chief when that went on is now gone. I do agree that some of the people that participated in that issue made some questionable choices. But in the grand scheme of things, what they need to do more often than not, I feel like, is not be in charge of policing themselves. I mean, every time you watch an old cop show, they always showed IAs being like the hated people outside the circle. And in this, you listen to that audio file, and it sounds pretty laid back. It sounds like they're just chatting away, doing their thing, and like any other day at work. And that's not really going to be the acceptable kind of stuff that goes on in our community. And that's not what we want from our law enforcement. And that's not what we want from our public servants. We want better. We have a right to expect better. And I feel like, in this case, we didn't get better. What we got was worse. And they're excusing it. And I just don't feel like that's okay. This has been the Garrity interview, the recording of Sergeant, now Patrolman Rivera, and I would give this advice out to anybody out there listening that applies to anybody in any, probably maybe even in other states, but a Garrity interview is required anytime there's a use of force. So if you've ever been involved in an incident, the Garrity interview is available to you. They do this anytime there's a use of force. The law enforcement officer has to go up and give testimony as to what happened. And it looks like that. It's administrative. In this particular instance, I think I was down there for something because you clearly hear me in the background of that Garrity interview. And it just makes me wonder when they were doing it. And they have to do these Garrity interviews after every incident. I have one on Swanger. I have one on Palmer when he shot the dog. I have this one. And all you have to do is ask folks. A lot of people don't understand what a Garrity interview is. But when he gave that interview, it basically, he had, gave up. It's all administrative, right? So it doesn't count against them in a court of law. Here, I'll look it up just really quick so we can see what we got going on. And So yeah, Garrity interview refers to an investigative interview of public employees where the employee is given Garrity rights to protect themselves from self-incrimination in a criminal case. So if the employee is compelled to answer the questions under threat of disciplinary action or termination, their statements and any evidence derived from them cannot be used against them in a criminal proceeding. That's how they get around this stuff. To protect these rights, an employer often provides them with a written Garrity warning that advises the employee of these protections, but also notes that statements may be used for administrative discipline. And, I'm just wondering, I don't know if I can show that video. It's from the Minnesota Resource Management Group, so we won't play that. But this kind of thing only applies to public employees. These rights are specifically for employees who are subject to government employment investigations, and it allows the government to get the truth without possibly having them incriminate themselves. They can still use it for discipline, which they didn't really do here. They did eventually fine him $15,000, the cost of the repair of his vehicle, but didn't charge anything on the two other vehicles that they should have charged for, the citizen vehicles or the shed. And so he has to pay back the 15 grand. He gets demoted, but he still gets to work. He still gets to be a cop. How could he pull anybody over who would find him trustworthy enough to be a witness in court now? He should be on the Brady list, to be honest, and that's a list of cops that have lied, because he did lie, because no matter what, there's no way he only had 2 drinks unless he's just got such a low tolerance for alcohol, because they must have been metabolized by them. But when ops did their report and they did their timelines and they looked it all out, they said there was no way he was sober when he got in the crash either. Go read the report, guys. All you got to do is check it out. But Garrity warnings are in play. And that's why, if you pay real close attention, they asked if he had been given a Garrity warning at the beginning of all of his questions or whatnot at the hospital on the body cam footage. And that's a key fact, because he had not been given his Garrity warning. So everything he said then could be used against him in a court of law, I guess. But he wasn't read his rights. So I don't know how that would play out. I just know, in the grand scheme of things, folks, this is one big massive cover up. And you've seen the body cams, you've seen the other body cam, you've now multiple times seen the backup cam, the camera as he drives, or his front camera as he drives away. I guess it was his dash cam that activates. Hopefully at some point we'll get the audio, we'll get the missing portions of that dash cam, and we'll get this thing closed up. But in the meantime, folks, if this case has already gone viral. So feel free to share this video with everybody you know. Get it out there. This is the one and only copy of the Garrity interview that's been received as well. So understand your rights, folks. You are allowed to request Garrity interviews, and it's not a video, so they can't charge you the way they would for a video. And again, if you feel like you need more information on sunshine laws or how to request this stuff, check out my webpage, www.aaronnapunplug.com. Go to the section where it talks about public records. It's up in the menu area. Click on that page. Go check out my book. Go check out my forms. If you're in Ohio, these forms will work for anybody in Ohio who need, to get public records from their local government. So appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you check out our sponsors as well and come back for our next show. This is Aaron Knapp. I'm telling you all out there to stay easy out there. For you law enforcement professionals out there, remember, be lawful, not awful. And for all of my fans out there, thank you for staying here with us and for being fans of the show and for liking and subscribing.
Unplug with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask. Unplug with Nap. Yeah, we cut through the noise. No script, no leash, no polished decoys. Broadcasting without permission. We don't ask. We lift the curtain and we drop the mask.